hot off the press just to encourage somebody. Matthew 7, we dealt with this. In verse 7, it says, ask. All you got to do is ask. Because if you ask him, it shall be what? Now, if you look, you're going to what? And if you so just, if you ask him, he's going to do what you ask him. If you seek, you're going to find it. If you knock, because it says everyone that asketh receiveth. And if you're looking for it, you're going to find it. And if you knock, the door shall be open. Now I just want to speak to the ones that have asked. They've asked. And they've asked. And it seems like they hear other folks asking. And they get what they're asking for. But it seems like they ask. And it seems as if nothing is happening. But God put a press in my spirit to encourage you all, let you know that all you got to do is keep asking. And if I had somebody that really understood how powerful it was, it says you ain't got to do nothing but ask him. Now does that mean you ask him one time and if it don't happen you're just gonna quit? In the natural, if you asked your dad when you were little, he didn't give it to you one Christmas, you're gonna keep on. If you miss Christmas, he's gonna give it to you for your birthday. Say, wait a minute now, I want that red tricycle, you ain't give it to me for Christmas. So I'm waiting on my birthday coming up, I'm waiting. You're gonna keep on asking until dad will give it to you. But David blessed me. Because I felt like fainting this morning. I felt like fainting. And David said, Pisani, I felt like fainting too one time. He said, I would have fainted if I hadn't believed I was going to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. David said, now I would have fainted. But since I know as long as I keep on asking, one day he going to show up. If I keep on asking, one day he going to open the door. If I keep on asking. David said, I would have fainted if I didn't believe God was going to do it. If I didn't believe God was going to hear my prayer, I would have gave up. And so for the ones that's been asking, because what my husband said earlier, our time ain't God's time. He said all this other stuff, but in other words, he was encouraging his wife. Said, if God gave you something to do, you got to stand fast and keep on doing what God has called you to do. And in the midst of me doing what God has called me to do, everything ain't always like it's supposed to be. But I got to keep asking. Do you understand? I almost fainted this morning. I almost said I ain't putting on no preaching garments because I'm not going out there. I sat in my chair and I told them, I said, don't y'all leave out. I don't need no help today. And they wouldn't leave. I wanted to get in my car and go back to my house. And I thought about David. He said, yeah, if I didn't believe God was going to do it like he said he was going to do it, I'd tell you to faint too. And when you feel like you just can't wait any longer, wait some more. Because David said, since I didn't give up, I'm going to encourage y'all. Y'all got to wait on the Lord and be of good courage. Don't even try to look at nobody else's situation. Because the enemy will throw everybody else up that you think they blessed. Everybody everybody else, all your friends, you think they so blessed, you think they so happy, they got stuff going on too. So what are you saying, Pastor? I'm encouraging you on today. We've been asking. Eventually, at the set time, he's going to do it. Eventually, at the set time, if you knock long enough. When my grandmother was alive and we used to have to go get her, pick up on Sunday, we knew she was in there, Myrna. And we stand at the door and just knock. And she wouldn't come to the door. But guess what? Since I knew Big Mama was in there, I'm going. Big Mama might not come at the first knock, but I'm going to keep. Because I know Big Mama in the house. Because see, that's what God is saying today. If you know he at the other side of the door, you keep on knocking. You know he ain't went nowhere, so why you going to give up? Because just as soon as you give up, you're going to say, I was right there at the door. You gave up too soon. So God says, don't give up too soon. In other words, stop trying to do it your way and wait on God. Missionary Hollis waited on God. She didn't try to finagle and wrangle his neck around her husband and say, you better come on and leave you. She waited. So Job just came in the door. He said, Pisani, be like me. I'm going to wait until my change comes. It ain't for y'all, it's for me. Daphne, I'm going to wait till my change comes. If he don't do it today, I'm still going to wait until my change comes. If he don't do it tomorrow, that's all right. I'm still going to wait until my change comes. So if you've been knocking at the door, you've been seeking, you've been looking, you've been asking, and he ain't did it yet, it's just because he ain't got you ready yet. He behind the scenes working some stuff out. He behind the scenes working so your payment won't be so high. He working out so you ain't gonna have to worry about fixing up stuff. See, when he do it, everybody that you need to fix stuff gonna be right in place. All you gotta do is walk in. Am I talking to anybody? So he says, just wait. I don't care whether y'all listening to me or not. I'm preaching to myself. He said, just wait. You look at everybody else and you think everything else going good with everybody else. He said, don't look at them. You look to me. That's where your help comes from. So I'm going to wait until my change comes. And your change includes everything that God has ever promised to you. That's straight, that's hot right there, because that's straight from the throne room. Everything he's ever promised you, when your change comes, everything he said was going to happen, going to come right behind with your change. Everything, all the healing, restoration, everything you want. So I'm going to wait till my change comes, because I can't quit right now. Because if I quit, like my husband said, I'll be out the will of God. I wanted to throw in the towel. Not yesterday. This morning, at 8:20, I wanted to throw it in. And he took me to my notebook that I don't hardly ever pull out on Sundays, so I don't hardly preach from it no more. He said, don't get in a hurry. You wait on it. So as long as it takes, I'm going to. You know your bus coming. You catch the number 7. And you know you got to get to work. And you're going to sit there. But then you see a bus way in the distance. And you start gathering up your stuff. And say, here come my bus. And when it get to you, it's a number 12. And you put your stuff back down. And you just sit right back down and wait again. And you sit there and you say, okay. You talk to everybody else. About 6 folks was there with you. And every other bus that come, they're going to get on their bus. And your bus was supposed to be there. Supposed to wait on number 7. And so this lady was sitting there with you. And as a matter of fact, when she got out the house, you was already at the bus stop. And you said, well, now she got out here late after I got out here. And her bus came before my bus came. And all of the lady with all the children, she came out. Little snot was running down the children's face. She had to clean their faces. And bus 15 came. And when you saw that bus, you said, I know that's my bus because I got to be at work at 8 and it's already 15 to 7. You know already time, but you know how long it takes for you to get to where you're supposed to be going to. But God said, wait a minute now, it ain't time yet. So you can gather your little stuff, all your little grocery shopping bags, and you said, I know that's my bus, but it was a 15. And so when you looked at that, you said, that was not my bus. The next person got on the bus and they started jumping and shouting because they got their ride. But you had to sit back down. And as I'm waiting, I sit and I see the worship center out there just growing and growing, and the church is overflowing. They got 2, 3 locations, and they get the big pretty building off, the TLC, not the one we want. I'm talking about the big pretty one off 459. And they get the building. They got all kind of members. They got folks that they preaching all in Shelby County. And I'm sitting there waiting on the bus. I said, well, Lord, Van Moody, I don't know why he got it on the bus before I got on the bus. I'm sitting there waiting on you. He said, this Van Moody bus here, that's number 13. And I said, what about, I said, okay, I thank God for Vanable Moody's bus, but God, I'm waiting on number 7. He said, you sit down, Pisani. So I said, I'm going to sit right here. And he said, well, sometimes you got to go through something before I can get to you. Well, another bus was coming. And this little short man walked up. And he said, I live right over here. And I was running a little late because I've been preaching for a long time. And I see another bus, that's bus 18. And that's Al Sutton's bus. Reverend Al Sutton said, look, I'm right here, I'm going to get on this bus, but see, I got to go before you. Why is it that Al Sutton got to get a blessing before me, Pastor? But God, how come you can't give me a church? You didn't send him out from 6th Avenue, and he got about 800-900 folks already. And why is it that I got to sit there? And Al B. Sutton said, wait a minute, Pisani, I've been through the storm and the rain, but I made it. I've been through folks talking about me, but I made it. I went there trying to do what God told me to do, but they blocked it. And I want you to know I had to go through for a long time. And it don't look like I've been going through for that long. It look like I've been going through for about 10 minutes. But you just don't know what I've been through. You just don't know my story. So I let him get on his bus. And I still sit here. And I said, okay. I said, God. He said, Cena. I said, what? He said, you got to sit down. He said, guess what? I'm like, what? He said, your change gonna come. I'm like, but I just don't understand. I want to quit. He said, you can't quit because just as soon as you quit, your bus gonna come. A lot of y'all ready to quit, but as soon as you quit, your bus gonna come. And on that bus, everything you need, God that ever said you gonna have is on that bus. So I'm gonna sit here and wait until my change comes. Guess why I got to wait? Because when he get me ready, I'm sitting on the bus line. And I want to cry. I said, God, I don't want to wait no more. I get tired of the roof leaking. I done put thousands of dollars in the roof. He said, wait. I said, but God, I'm ready. People done gave us word after word after word after word. I'm ready for the women's conference to take place in a new building. God, I'm ready for the gymnasium. God, I'm ready. He said, wait. And I sit there and I said, well, God, he said, now, the more you wait, the more anointing I'm putting on you. He said, the more you wait, the more my grace I'm giving to you. I said, but God, sometimes you just get sort of weary. But I heard him. He said, well, don't be weary in well doing. Because in due season you shall reap if you faint not. I said, well, God, let me just go home. He said, how you going to go home? You got other folks waiting on you. Y'all been with me. When you got folks waiting on you. He said, I don't care the fact that you wait. You got folks waiting on you. I said, well, how am I going to somebody else's church and encourage them? He said, because I'm going to give you the anointing to encourage them. He said, you got to encourage while you're going through. He said, you got to bless somebody else while you're going through. He said, you got to tell somebody it's all good while you're going through. You got to tell somebody hang on in there while you're going through. So I'm going to sit here and wait until my change comes. Because at the appointed time, number 7 is coming.